Yeah, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you sure?
Mhm.
Podcast tonight?
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Grier is the gift that keeps on giving. Today he gave a press conference and he addressed the Jalen Ramsey. Maybe that's why he went live. Who knows? But yeah. But you see, the tonight's episode is going to be who is the scapegoat. Well, when we get back, we'll get into all that right here on the Smoke Lounge. I'll see you in a bit.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
What's up, everybody? First, let me thank the Aquavision first in here. What's up, Aquavision? Then my main man, Scott Jackson. What's up? How you doing, Scott Jackson? Daniel Berry Sports. To his mirror. Always get a kick out of that. John Featherland, what's up? RT R881, what's up? How you doing? This team is pathetic and on every aspect. It's misery after misery with this team. I can't argue with you there, man. Billy Batson, what's up, Billy Batson? Love the misery. Me too. We had a few more top 30 scheduled. Yep, back in the basement. Yeah, man. We were riding high for a couple of years, but it wasn't that high, to be honest with you. But either way, look, you see in the name of the title is called the Scapegoat Draft. Who will be the scapegoat for the 2026 season? It can't be the 2025 season because what's up, Kenna Rankin? Can't be for the 2025 season. The scapegoat is awarded after the fact. But before we get into the scapegoat conversation here, because there's going to be many of scapegoats, let's. I want to talk about the Chris Grier press conference a little bit. Now, the one thing that that really caught my attention was when he said that Xavier Howard was his best cornerback draft. So that tells you right there, if Xavier Howard was his best cornerback draft, then 2016, that's when he started becoming the GM. You know. What's up, Delusional Patriots? Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, you were still coming around when the Patriots were a bottom dweller. I think now you guys are looking up. Cat for Life, what's up? Try telling us. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Let me let's get y'all up here. And I want to hear your thoughts on this because I know a lot of you well, here's the thing, Cap for Life. Chris Grier denies the fact that we're doing a soft rebuild. What's up, Cap for Life? According to Chris Grier, he says we have the talented football players to win this year and in the future. So hold on, I'm glad you're here. We got some panelists. What's up?
What's up?
Cap for Life, that's you? Yep, that's Cap for Life. Hey, so Cap, according to Chris Grier, he says we have the talent we have a talented roster. What's up, Armando Swam?
I don't know where the talent's at because the only talent we got is Tyreek, Waddle, and Ramsey. That's the talent we got.
Hey, listen. What about Zach?
Yeah. That's
Zach Martin. You know what I'm talking about? The defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's cool, but you know, Wilkins was better than him, but he's still here, so he's all right. But
Wilkins. I prefer. I'll take Zach over Wilkins 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we only have Waddle, Hill, and Ramsey. Now Ramsey might be gone, so now we only have Waddle and Tyreek Hill. That's the only talent we gonna have on the goddamn team. Other than A-Chain, you know, but he's still coming in his own, coming to his own. So I don't think he is a talent like that yet. He got speed, yeah, but
well, no, I mean, look, my thing is fine. You can say we have the talent. I've heard that for years. Do we have the coaching?
No, we don't have that either. We don't have that because the coaching is not here. The coaching left. You know what I'm saying? The coaching left when Brian Flores left. So that's what it is. The coaching been gone.
What do you think, Shake?
You know what? Lakers all day. You know what tripped me out now and by you talking about Ramsey, I just I went into my peep mode, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking about now that you mentioned him and you brought it to my mind, the fact that two things that I'm glad I'm gonna hold against Jalen Ramsey. Number one, he was the one pushing Vic Fangio out of the building, and in that count, he was wrong. And number two, this time last year, he was the one pushing to give Tua the big contract.
Who, Mike McDaniel?
Now that he helped facilitate those two bad decisions, now he wants to leave. Ain't that some shit? Think about that.
I mean, look, we were talking earlier, Lakers all day, and me, and we were over on Iceman's show. Shout out to Iceman, Deep Zone.
Shout out to Iceman. That's my dog.
And man, we pretty much just summed it up to the point where if you're making these type of personnel moves now, and you're making it seem like it's okay, this tells me right now that this is the beginning of something that we have to get used to. And my thing is, are we content with just letting this go the way it's going?
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if all the fans, you know what I'm saying, if we get riled up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're saying we low-key like, we want to win, right? We want to win a championship. We want to have a good team so we can compete with the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs. You know
yeah, but what they're doing, you know damn well it's not. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like I said, anything can happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm the one to preach that I'm not giving up. But man, to do what they're doing, what are you giving me as a fan to have, a security blanket. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
they're not giving no hope to us. They're just doing what they want to do, and they don't care. And I feel like once Tyreek leave and once Ramsey leaves, this team is done because I mean, what the heck Waddle gonna do? Waddle's
and,
he's a
and, and
slot
let me
receiver. Mm-hmm.
and let me tell you something real quick. This is not just us. Like I said before, man, this is the national spectrum that we're on the spotlight right now, once again, for the wrong reason. Are you going to tell me it's just a you guys thing? Like you guys are overreacting? How long have we been hearing we're overreacting until something starts reacting?
I
Yeah.
mean, we're not overreacting. It's just that we want our team to be good. So everybody wants their team to be good. That's why they overreact and they mad about things and stuff like that. I'm a Laker fan, right? So, even my Lakers overreact just because, we did something stupid on the court. Or our coach did something crazy. You feel me? So it's nothing wrong with the overreacting. It's just
Yeah.
that we want to win games and we want to be a big, we want to be in the conversation of, being a great team like the other teams are. But if you want to get rid of Jalen Ramsey, that's like a top 5 corner in the NFL for no reason, and you don't have no sadness, or no questions about why is
Mhm.
he leaving. You just want to go trade him away because of nothing. Then that's not a good organization to be here for. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you want to get rid of Jalen Ramsey that like he could shut down a whole right side of the field? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
now if he leaves, now you're gonna have 2 rookie, maybe even not even a rookie. I mean, like just 2 backup corners that don't even know what they're doing.
Hmm.
No,
You
well,
feel me?
they need to learn what they're doing now because they were drafted. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory. Like the same thing with Tua. Like this is not on Tua now. This is on the personnel you drafted the past 3 years. We need to see something in a year where you're telling us, well, you might not see something.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, logo stainless jogger. What's going on, stainless jogger? What's crazy is Grier is safe. You're a draft god. That's I will not argue with that statement. There, he is. I would say he's safe. But secondly, I want to say the fact that uh, you know, one thing this organization since Mike McDaniel's gone here is the fact that they have relied more on coaching. So you look at Butch Berry's first year with the Dolphins, right? And he did well with all these different lineups, whatever. So now the fans are going, "Oh, in Butch Berry, we trust." So they're trying to say that, hey, look, it's not players that made this organization or this team good; it's the coaching. So maybe they're relying on coaching. So whoever that secondary coach is, maybe he's fucking the next best thing since sliced bread. But maybe they're relying on the secondary coach to turn shit into chicken salad. What's
Hey,
up, crypto?
what's up, crypto? Hey, yo,
Hey,
sure,
what's
you
up,
want?
brother?
What's up, y'all?
What's happening, everybody?
By the
What's up?
way, the avatar looks has that same face every Dolphin fan made when he found out that we're trading Ramsey. Now what the?
Oh yeah, that's the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, your soul is gone. The soul of the Dolphins have been acquired. Your soul is required.
Yeah, according to Chris Grier, we have our starting quarterback.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Man, I didn't know that. Ringing endorsement for Zach. Shout out to Zach Wilson.
No, he
Hey,
said the Dolphins, not his wife.
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so what are we doing? Because just like the Pat McAfee show, the guy was mad about even get rid of Ramsey. Like that dude's a top 5 corner. You know what I'm saying? He's a great player, but then you want to get rid of him for what? What's the reason? There's probably no goddamn reason at all to get rid of somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's only making what,
Right.
$21-25 million.
Maybe
That's
he
not
wants to
even a
leave,
lot.
and they don't want they don't want to, you know. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to leave, and they're like, you know what? Let's keep this under wrap because we don't want people to know what's going on in this building.
He probably wants to leave because he knows that the Dolphins are not going nowhere, and he realizes that. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to win too. And you know what I'm saying? One of the dogs that Tyreek Hill was talking about was Jalen Ramsey. He's one of those dogs. And now one of those dudes like that, they're gonna be leaving too. So now it's gonna be Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
Man, like I said, it's been downhill ever since we got rid of Devontae Parker. I'll tell you, man.
No, actually, bro, it's been down here since we got rid of Brian Flores, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Well,
That's what
we've
happened.
already been downhill
Yeah, but when we had
when
Brian
we
Flores, it
drafted
was
him.
yeah, I know. But when we had Brian Flores, it was like a little hope that we had, you know, to get
We're
back.
bringing him back. Don't worry,
from.
Lakers all day. I've been on the phone in the last couple of hours. You know, we're working on getting a deal done.
Yeah.
All right.
We're
Well,
bringing Brian Flores back.
make sure he fired, you know, those people up there, you know, in Ross and Grier and Mike McDaniel too. Make sure they all gone before he comes back.
Okay. All right. We'll work out that. We'll work out the details in the next few hours.
This is ridiculous, bro.
We're gonna work out those details.
And you know
I'll
what's weird?
have the final numbers and by Wednesday.
You know what's weird, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gonna
look,
give him 2 of the 8-year plan.
oh no, hell no. We over here looking at the Eagles, right? The Eagles got a great defense.
Oh, my bad. Hey, listen, swear to God, Lakers are there. I thought you said Tua is practicing his Kegels. Sorry, I really did. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bro. He's
Oh, Lord.
Damn.
He's over here practicing his sitting down and watching TV and partying, and that's all he's practicing. He's practicing nothing else. But yeah, like I
Practicing
was
his
saying,
Kegels.
His
bro,
Kegels.
it's like you know, like
God damn.
the Chiefs, right?
That's
They had a
wild.
good defense before. The Eagles, they have a good defense, right? You need a good defense to stop
Oh,
these quarterbacks.
you mean like the defensive coordinator that the Eagles had? That's what you mean? Something like that?
Nah, yeah, that too. But I'm just saying, like a good defense in general to stop these
Ah,
quarterbacks. Because
yeah. I know.
do you think without a Jalen Ramsey, do you think a defense like that we're gonna have without Jalen Ramsey is gonna stop Josh
Well,
Allen and all them?
let,
No.
let me tell you this: they chose Ramsey over Fangio, and now Ramsey's leaving, and he didn't beat
Yeah,
Josh
no,
Allen
that's
regardless.
And again, not only
That
did
is
that,
crazy,
not only
ain't
did
it?
they choose Ramsey over Fangio, but they fucking because again, like I said before, Crypto, you weren't here. I think it's funny that Ramsey is on his way out after he won. He led the charge to get rid of Fangio, and number 2 led the charge to get to his contract.
Ain't that
Think
a
about that?
No, McDaniel did.
well? That's that right there remains to be, you know. I mean, do we know that for sure? Because we were debating that today. Like he did say something about hearing little birdies about McDaniel walking in the office with Ross and backing up something like good word.
That's the mantra. That's the mantra. Yes.
So, I mean,
Tua got his contract because of McDaniel pounding the table.
And guess what happened? We still got the same goddamn tour. We still got the same track head coach. We still got the same soft behind tour that can't make a read because he's scared of because he's scared to get him
Now
in the pocket.
we're minus a Hall of Famer. We're minus another Hall of Famer Pro Bowler, and then we're minus a All Pro. And I mean, this is the time for our draft claps to step up. Like, what do you think, Crypto? I mean, what do you think now with what your general manager told you today at that presser? Because to me, it seemed like he was trying to tell everybody business is open. He's saying that he's not dealing Tyreek.
We are rebuilding undercover. It's an undercover rebuild.
So you're pretty much having a pressure to tell me, yeah, we didn't decide to trade him. We just decided to get rid of him. So that's pretty much just saying, hey, we're open for business.
Dolphins are open for business. Anybody who you want on our roster, come get them.
Except for Tua and
Come get 'em.
Tyreek Hill.
Listen, hey, you cannot have Tyreek, okay? You cannot. But if you give me 2 first-rounders, I'll consider it.
Everybody's
Come on,
free
man.
game.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you know what kind of crap is that, right? What kind of GM says that? Oh, you know what I'm saying? You can give me 2 first-round picks for Tyreek Hill, but you know what? Never mind. Like what kind of crap? What kind of GM does that?
Yeah.
He needs to
I
be.
was
He
thinking,
needs to be.
I remember
Like,
I was telling Lakers all day, and I was telling Kenna, man, as many times as Grier says, we're going to keep this internal and keep this in-house, if somebody's going to ask me about Tyreek's scenario, that's the first thing I'm going to say. If you decide to say, hey, you know, we're not dealing with that, and if worst case, if you it was 2 first-rounders, then I would consider it. Why would you say that if you're not considering it?
yeah, that means you just over here talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just
Well,
because you probably want to be funny, but really, you're serious about the 2 first-round picks. That's
Hey,
what it
and I
sounds
want you to
like.
think about this. I think the reason he said I want 2 first-round draft picks is because he knew nobody was going to offer give that. He's putting out an outrageous. It's just like, for instance,
Yeah, sell
hey,
high.
Crypto,
Sell high. Get, you know.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's like, hey, Crypto, how much for your house? Or I'll give it to you for $500 million. You know, that's Crypto way of saying it's not for sale. But if somebody was to say, hey, Crypto, I'm gonna give you $500 million, you think Crypto's gonna say no?
Hey, Ross said he wasn't selling the team either. He sold 10% so far.
Right. I'll be crazy. I need my head examined if I say no to that.
I want to point out things though that the organization has shown a trend of. Didn't Tua give Ross an ultimatum with Flo, and they chose Tua over the coach?
Mm-hmm.
Pointing out Ramsey trying to kick, Vic out of the building too. So it seemed like this organization is starting to trend to where they taking the player side versus the coach side.
Yeah, but the coach is the problem too, though, bro. The coach is the problem too.
It's just certain coaches though, certain coaches with certain players. Like it's just up to Ross and Grier to be able to weed through the bullshit, right shit.
So Kenna, so if we follow the pattern so far, we just paid Ramsey. We're about to trade him. We paid Cheetah. We're saying we're not going to trade him, but we're it's up for a debate. And now the trend that we've had with coaches and paying them and then saying we're not getting rid of them, we've got rid of 3 of them so far, and we just paid McDaniel. Is everybody coming back safe if something doesn't work in our favor this season? Everybody's going to come back safe, and everybody's going to.
Yeah, Ross said it himself. He's looking for individuals that work together. So I feel like that bought Chris Grier and McDaniel a good 2-3 more years.
The collective.
It came out of Ross' mouth.
The collective, bro.
That was right after the last game. So, we looking at Grier picking probably at least 2 more draft classes.
Hey, yo, please, can y'all tell me, right?
So
on our defense, who is better than Ramsey on our defense?
It's this a good step forward so we can find out.
Look, I like Elijah. Elijah, I like Storm Duck. I want to see those guys play.
But they're not no goddamn Hall of Famer and Jalen Ramsey.
I know, but we're gonna find out because we need to find out. I'm not gonna wait till 2 seasons from now.
Okay, well then guess what? We're over here gonna get carved up. Josh Allen's gonna carve us up. Baltimore Ravens gonna carve us up. Washington Commanders gonna carve us up.
But who else do we have?
Lakers.
If we got Elijah, and who else? The guy from Detroit we just signed, right?
Bro, we're gonna get carved up because our defense is trash, bro. Y'all don't understand this, bro. Y'all think just because you get rid of Ramsey, we don't have nobody on defense.
Nah, but what I'm saying, bro, is we been getting carved. You mean to tell me you been having hope these last 3-4 years?
what they want us to believe.
Yep.
We been getting carved, yo. It's no different than 1995. It ain't no different than, well, I mean, it might be a little different than 2000, but it ain't no different than 2005. Like
Would you?
this organization been taking the shit in every year. You know, every time this AFC East division is in flux of Miami looking to take over for the number one ranks, always fall down.
Oh nah, bro.
Whenever the shift,
It's just us. It's just us.
whenever the shift is supposed to be in our favor, that shift is never in our favor. Now you're looking at the Patriots possibly pushing us away from our shift now because our window's closed.
Yes, bro. The Patriots gonna be third, right?
And I bet
the Bills gonna be first. The Patriots gonna be probably second. We're gonna be third, and the Jets gonna be fourth. That's how it's gonna look.
I bet you the Patriots gonna get the running back from Boise State.
They are, or low key, if
they're gonna get that running back to go with Diggs.
I mean, low key,
y'all sleeping on that
the
move.
If the running back is, if they're smart, I mean, I would low key go get Travis Hunter.
They can get Membo, or the running back. So that either way, they're gravy.
Yeah, but like, I mean, for me, right? If let's say the Bill Belichick was still here, doesn't Bill Belichick like having like players that play two positions, right? So imagine if that was Bill Belichick playing on the Patriots, coaching the Patriots. He would have came over here and he would have got Travis Hunter because guess what? He could play wide receiver and he could play corner. That would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Bill Belichick, like he found his love for the game again.
I wouldn't shy that either, man. They got capital for Milton. They'll probably get some more capital before the draft, and they can push their way in there if they wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. You never know. They might be looking at Travis Hunter. Like nobody knows because, I mean, you already
Hunter
have that
and
other corner Gonzalez. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the running back or the Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Hunter might be already off the board. He might be gone.
But,
He might be in Cleveland.
But for us, bro, it's like
y'all think he's gonna hold up running both sides?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Hunter will be there by the time the Patriots pick.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. Because but I think like some of those teams need like a lineman, and, O-line and all that stuff. So they might draft the O-line too.
If they already have their quarterback.
Yeah, if they got the other quarterback.
What's up, Cap?
It's crazy.
Nada, man. Just listening in. I think this is Tua's prove it year, boys. That's what it is, right? This is how we're gonna know if Tua's
he's already
the guy
proved
or not.
it, El Cap. He's already proved that he's the franchise guy.
Crypto, he's gonna really, really prove that all of his fans for the last couple of years, that pretty much Tua's carrying this team. That he's worth the money. Everything and everyone's always held him back. He's gonna get the chance to show what he can do.
Move up. Thank you.
Held back.
It will be here for you to show that.
I got it. You too. It's a pleasure.
It's possible, but this will be the year for him to show that.
It's kind of like Ohio State held back C.J. Stroud. Yeah,
that's true. This press conference with Chris Grier, I couldn't even get all the way through it because there was just too much.
What happened, Cap?
It was just too much to dissect.
There's a lot of propaganda going on in that press conference.
Man, it was so much. The Miami Dolphins cabal had put together a piece, and it was the part
I think it's the other way around, El Cap. I don't think the cabal put a piece together. I think the cabal got blindsided.
So
by Ramsey?
No, by Chris Grier. I don't know if you really listened to what he was saying, but he was taking shots at the cabal left and right.
Was he? I didn't.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. He said he didn't refer. He's not the one that really aggressively made picks, he's sometimes referred to others. Yeah, that's saying that it's a cabal right there. And then number two,
I mean, we've been saying
he
that for
made.
years over here, bro.
I know you've been saying that for years, and so has Lewis and company. But essentially, what I was going to say is he also made comments about. He made some underlying comments about certain, like how they feel about certain players. Like someone asked him about leadership, right? He named everyone except Tua. He didn't mention Tua at all.
That I did hear. First of
Yeah.
all, he stumbled. He said Zach Sealer, and then he really had to start thinking. And
Yeah.
you could see Chris Grier was slipping hard on that one. But that's so apropos, though, Ali. He didn't even prepare because he doesn't need to prepare. The overall statement that I put out is that yes, the cabal is real. And it is an agreement that we are not to blame. And we knew, to me, because no one's at fault. And even if everybody gets their wish and Chris Grier gets fired, because the one thing you can see that's pretty unanimous from creators and people, content, people online, they all want to fire Chris Grier. And they think that's going to mean that it's going to be better. But the cabal in Miami is Hydra. You cut one head off, two more sprout up.
That's true. That's true.
That's really what this is. And you guys think
who you think
Chris
promotion?
What's that, Kenna?
Who you think up for promotion then?
Yeah, he'll fall upward and then we'll get a GM, but he'll have a co-GM. And like they'll be both elevated guys in the building.
Well, right now it sounds like Chris Grier's not even GMing. He's not GMing at all. He's just sitting here to like.
Now he's gonna GM.
Now he's gonna GM.
Now he's gonna GM, and they're gonna balance the books, and he's gonna do some draft picks, and all the draft picks they're gonna draft this year are gonna get a ton of playing time. And because of that ton of playing time, they're going to look like they've got something when they've got nothing. And it's going to buy them a year potentially. Like, maybe not.
So,
right? Maybe
Cap, you working on an extension for Grier, Cap? Is that what we're doing?
At least at the minimum, I just want everyone to realize Chris Grier, it will never leave. Okay, whether he's
comfortable at their podium.
We're gonna bring back.
He was
Christian
so comfortable.
Wilkins. I think Shake Money approves that.
He was so comfortable at that podium.
I'm telling you right now, he even made comments. Someone asked him, "Are you under pressure based on what happened last year and whatnot?" He goes, "I'm under pressure every year, but to be honest, I don't really." He doesn't really feel like he's under pressure. And then in addition to it, he took a shot. I don't know if he took a shot at us or who, but he said 1 year they love you for what you do, and the next year they want to fire everybody up in here. You know what I mean? So he even made comments to that. I really don't think he's under pressure at all, to be honest.
He's under zero pressure.
Zero. Anybody catch that question what he said about the quarterback?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, I don't know. I felt like didn't nobody jump out to him this year. They probably gonna look for one next.
Yep.
All the quarterbacks might jump out, but they ain't getting one this year. They might get one next year. That's how
quarterback not on the agenda is what he's saying. Yeah. Well, why would he? We got Zach Wilson, baby. You know,
he did say it's not on the agenda, but he didn't say it's not.
Yeah.
Though he did say it's not in the agenda, he also said that, it's not off the table, let's say, because the fact is that
round quarterback Ali, he said it's not off the table.
I'm going to tell you right now, if for whatever God miracle reason, Cam Ward drops there, you can't tell me they're not going to take Cam Ward, bro. You cannot tell me they're not going to.
But we know Cam is not dropping.
He's not going to. That's why I said miracle. I prefaced it that it would have to be some miracle. But that's my point, is it depends on who's there. They'll think about it. But I understand it's not necessarily the intention.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Laramie Tunsil. I don't think going into the draft they had any intentions on drafting.
I didn't think they thought it was a possibility. I don't even think they thought it was a possibility, to be honest. So if something like that happens, I could see you do it.
once they fell in his lap, once Laramie Tunsil fell to the spot, it was a no-brainer at that point.
Here's a no-brainer. If for whatever reason Abdul Carter drops, right? Which he's not going to. We already know it's not going to happen. But let's say it did. If Chris Grier doesn't pull the trigger, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I have it in me to stick around anymore, bro. I mean, that's where I'm at, to be honest.
Chris Grier loves for the
Damn, Ali,
fall in his lap, bro.
You cashing in your chips, Ali?
I might cash out, bro. I might cash out for real.
Damn.
Man.
Abdul Carter is one of those no-brainers. You take an Abdul Carter no matter what.
I think
any team.
He'll
Bring
end up
him in. Bring
Kenneth
him
Grant
in. Bring him
is going to
home.
be the pick at 13. You know why? Because even though corner is probably the biggest need on defense right now, it doesn't really matter. Because even if you draft the first-round corner, they can't help you nearly as much in this short window as a first-round defensive tackle potentially could for this team currently.
True.
Just looking at it, you'd be better off saying, well, we'll try to get pressure up front and buy time for the guys in the back with the growing pains. So, but everybody seems super secure and cozy around these parts. From Tua Tagovailoa,
Hey, everybody's job is safe. It's a safe
Tua's
haven,
out here
Cap.
living his best life. I get it. It's the friggin' off season. He gets to.
He's gonna get a bigger house.
Yeah, that's what I say.
No, he's bought a house in South Carolina. He's moving with Christian Wilkins.
Word on the street, crypto is Tua's benefiting from all these tariffs. I don't know how, but I think he's got some ins. That's the word on the street.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
Is it one of those countries with the? I know what it is. The penguin got tariff. They put the tariff on the penguin, so he thought it was Waddle, so he had to sell his house.
Dude, all right. Here's a good question from Raphael. This is from my man Raphael Courtright. What's up, Cottonmouth? How you doing, brother? Do you think that trade 13 and Ramsey for top 5 pick in the offense?
Nope. I think at this current juncture, Dolphins will be gladly taking somewhere in the realm of a 5th-round pick for Ramsey to just offload his contract.
Yeah,
that's ultimately what's
fallen.
gearing up, because even Chris Grier said teams have inquired about it. Ramsey's actively looking for a trade.
Didn't we pay a 3rd for him?
Listen,
we paid a 3rd and
Hunter Long.
And Hunter Long, yeah.
Who I don't think ever played football.
There are some, to be fair though, there are some really needy cornerback needy teams though. So if one of them gets desperate, maybe we can get something more than a 5th. But I'm on the 5th round pick, to be honest. I'm with you there, Cap.
But you know what, Cap, you weren't here when I brought this I came to this realization. The fact that year before last, Ramsey was leading the charge to get rid of Fangio, and last year he was leading the charge to fucking get Tua his contract, and now that both those things happen, this team isn't looking good. He's like, you know what? Made a mistake. I got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
But Chris Grier did say that it wasn't him that asked for a trade.
Can you elaborate on
the
that?
team decided.
Yeah, Chris Grier says a lot of things.
Yeah, I thought it was a mutual agreement.
That's what Chris Grier's saying.
Yeah, Chris Grier said that,
You can't elaborate, Jake?
No, what Chris Grier said is that this is the best thing for the Dolphins. And he basically came out and said, Ramsey doesn't want to play here, but that's okay because this is the best thing for us anyhow. In so many ways.
That's true. That's true.
So could that be signs of Chris Grier learning from the situation of X?
Or is Chris Grier and the Dolphins accepting their fate? They know that they're rolling out with a team that they've rolled out with in 2023 and 2024, minus a guy lost here and a guy added there. But the core, they're rolling out. Well, the team from 2023 and 2024 that fell short in 2024, even guys you thought you were going to have for the 2025 season are gone. Calais Campbell didn't re-sign. Teron Armstead retired. Tyreek Hill looks like he's one fucking outburst away from being in real fucking trouble. And Tua's out here living his best life, fucking partying down on his fucking yacht. And if Ramsey wants out of here, all of those things spell probably not going to be the best season in 2025. So let's lean into that. They're not lying to themselves, at least for the first time. How about that?
Okay.
They're kind of being truthful amongst it. Like, this team ain't gonna do a fucking thing, and it ain't nobody's fault other than themselves, and they can't fix it by retooling. There's no retooling this, so they might as well just let it fail organically. Try out some new stuff with some young guys. Get rid of talent and shed some stuff and reassess next offseason with whatever draft picks you can do. Hopefully you can get rid of Tua and business as usual. And that's the sad fact. It's going to be business as usual.
So we about
real
to
quick,
trade Tyreek too,
Capitan, one
right?
thing that Chris Grier did say in his press conference, and because I was listening to it, he did mention the fact that we're going to be competitive this year, according to him, and he said the reason he didn't restructure Tua's contract is because all the positions that Miami need are heavy in this draft. So he says all the players and the holes that we have currently on this team are going to be addressed in the draft and not in free agency, according to him.
That's right. Been saying it forever. That's right.
What's up, Nomi?
It's pretty much been an echo chamber of what's happened, what was happening, what will happen because of the happening, where it's going, and so forth. That's it. It's kind of exhausting. And we can sit here and lie to ourselves all we want. But the best case hope for Dolphin fans that are going to
word salad, Cap. It's word salad.
It's big time word salad. The best case of hope to see what you can deduce as real football stuff for a good, smart, responsible fan, rather than people who want to just troll or people that are interested in just betting or they love a player or whatever. But if you're like a fan of this team, the best thing we can do is say, okay, hey, how will the brain trust, the collective, the cabal truly navigate these waters? Do they navigate them in a way that has them picking high in the 2026 draft? Do they navigate them in a way where they're testing out talent and trying different types of things with this talent? And does it, catch a little bit of fire? And maybe it doesn't, revolutionize the Dolphins as far as how they play ball, but maybe it shows that they're capable of a lot more by being a little bit of personal growth with the coaching staff, with the way in which they manipulate the cap, with the way in which they're gonna use their roster. Or are they completely gonna try to actually do something, be completely failures at it in all those different ways, and everybody loses their job? So that's kind of what we're watching for in 2025. Because what I'm not looking to see, and what will be the biggest surprise, is by some miracle the Dolphins catch lightning in a bottle. Everyone else, they're just making look like chumps. They reinvent the wheel, and we're watching the greatest show on surf somehow. That's not what I expect to see in 2025. So what I'm looking at are all these other potential avenues. Because anything other than those reality type of avenues will be just propaganda by the Miami Dolphins machine and the cabal.
I came up with a good idea based on what you just said, Cap. If they're going to be experimenting, I think we should try this experiment. We should run the run and shoot offense. Get rid of all of our tight ends and fullbacks, have one running back and 4 wide receivers, 2 under center, make him the next Warren Moon.
I was about to say, to cap it off, Crypto, go ahead and start the season out with Zach Wilson.
Maybe he can run the run and shoot offense, can I? There you go.
Yeah. By the way, when you say the next Warren Moon retired, right?
Absolutely, Shake.
Yeah, he's retired.
You got it.
Benjamin says, Cap, Mike McDaniel can't do what Flores did. They're gonna suck. And that's the easiest line to whatever. But what if, right? What if Mike McDaniel only adds a little bit on offense, keeps pretty much most of what Tua has been doing, but has him kind of train up the people, and then tries to get as much of what Tua can do instilled into Zach Wilson, right? And because they're not going crazy with adding too much, they're going to add a little bit of stuff, but they're not going to go overwhelmingly crazy. They got to get all these new guys up to speed in the offense, right? There's going to be new offensive line. There's going to be some other weaponry that they're going to need to get up to speed. So anyhow, if they took those things and then all the while allow Zach Wilson time to catch up, I don't know. Maybe they could do something as far as being an offensive attack. Maybe Weaver says, "Yeah, I can take this linebacking core and these draft picks you're giving me on the defense and the front guys, the big guys up front, and I'm gonna make some magic happen in the back end. I've got my 2 levels. I'm gonna work it out, and I don't know. Well, is that what I'm betting on? No, it's not. But
So
how
you don't
will
believe in
this
Weaver?
team? Huh? Do I believe in Weaver? I think Weaver's really
I'm
good.
a believer.
I think Weaver would be good with another team. He's been tainted already in this organization.
Oh my Lord!
Damn, not his taint.
So y'all don't think? I mean,
Well, what
I
about
mean,
what if he
I
becomes the
just
interim
say,
head coach?
I mean, we was already speculating because he was holding his composure more than Mike McDaniel on the sideline anyway. So
Well, his
I
defense was
mean,
outperforming that offense all year, pretty much.
I would say let's see what Weaver can do with no talent on defense.
I mean, listen, Weaver got a lot of. I would say this. It's funny because we don't have anything in the back end. We don't really have much outside of Zach Sealer and Chop Robinson that we know we can kind of understand a little bit on the front end. I mean, listen, I think Phillips is going to come back at some point and play well. I think Chubb, we'll see what happens with that whole situation. But Weaver this is probably the best linebacking core on paper the Dolphins have had in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, but
This is
that's
a
what
good enough
we've had
roster to
though.
make us 4-13. I'm
But that's
standing
what
on
we've
that
had.
4 and
those are
13.
obvious picks by Weaver. And because those are obvious picks by Weaver, maybe he knows something we don't.
Maybe, could be.
Now,
I don't know.
how good can that defense be that Weaver can manipulate with the personnel he's going to have? I think this is going to be a good. Weaver's going to get a really good chance to show everybody in the NFL. You can give me Ramsey, you can give me nothing. I'm going to make
Right.
me a damn good defense that if you let me be the head coach of your football team you can count on this. So this is going to be really good for
Allow,
him as well.
allow me to channel Alex Renee Diaz. I'm going to quote the Big O. I'm going to channel Alex by inner Alex Renee.
Hey, he was on
Quoting the Big O
the
right
Spaces this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Alex was on space? Uh-oh. Listen, hey, I'm going to quote the Big O. He says he's going to pick Jackson Dart at 13 so he can trade him. He doesn't even give a shit about the pick if he's just picking a quarterback just to trade him.
Who said that?
The Big O.
Big O said pick Jackson Dart to trade him.
Just so he can trade him because everybody wants him. That's what he
The
feels.
Big O's still
Everybody wants
doing
him.
YouTube and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
Hey,
didn't even know.
Listen, man, be careful what you say about a Big O. You might get greenlit in Texas.
Greenlit what?
You're gonna get
Greenlit what?
Greenlit in Texas. Alex is gonna greenlight you.
Alex gonna greenlight me? No,
Yeah.
Alex would never greenlight me. Alex is a good guy. He likes me.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want to greenlight this shit anyhow. What you mean? Ain't that serious?
Yeah. And think
Can't
about
say
this. He
anything
knows
bad
how to.
about the
He
big
knows
O.
how to listen. He works for a cell phone company, so he knows how to triangulate your
I'll
location.
fucking
to your cell
send
phone.
him my fucking. I'll send him the pin. I don't give a fuck. I'll send him the pin. Fuck it. You ain't gotta look for me. I'll tell you where I'm at. Does the Big O have like brain damage? I don't know about nothing about. Did he? I don't know. Did he like get into like a motorcycle wreck or like car wreck or something like that?
That's Big O's Ron Jeremy's doppelganger.
That's Ron Jeremy's doppelganger.
Yeah.
So you're saying Big O's got a big thing?
No,
That's why they call him.
I don't know about
Hey,
that,
he's negative. Ron Jeremy.
Damn, Shake, you trying to get to the bottom of that? What the hell's going
Oh
on?
man.
Hey,
I'll
is it
take
Ron
your word
Jeremy
for it.
got the big thing? Big O. That's why they call him Big O. He got the other one.
He got the big anus.
Yeah, he got the big asshole.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Big O Jeremy. Damn. Look at Big Nick. Ramsey, 30 years old, to be 31, season cut off his worst his career, premier money. Listen, Big Nick, ain't nobody saying moving off of Ramsey isn't a fiscally responsible or a business responsible bad decision. What it is it's par for the course. I remember everybody saying pay Tua, we could still keep everybody. I know that the first year Tua's making money on his contract and Armstead's out of this bitch. Ramsey's up out this bitch. Tyreek Hill's getting ready to jump with his family out of a fucking 35-store window out this bitch. I mean, what the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, he was.
Tulsa
Listen, Ramsey was.
The bitches is straight jumping out of buildings over this shit right now. Rats off a ship. They jumping out the fucking high rise.
Oh shit, boy! Hollering the whole day.
Weren't you
Rats
saying
is
that
off
Ramsey
this
needs
building?
to go? Weren't you saying that Ramsey needs to go? Him and Teron Armstead.
They getting the fuck up out of here. Armstead fucking flying back with Ramsey to whatever team he's gonna be with, and they're gonna start a rap studio. And they're taking over the world. They're taking over the motherfucking world. I don't fucking know, but I do know that there's gonna be it's gonna be a long fucking. We've seen some long years as Dolphins fans. I want to say like I think it was like maybe it was 2015. I don't remember. One of them fucking years, like 10 years ago, was really bad.
This gonna be a glorious.
Oh shit! Here he comes. Here he comes. Fucking look who showed up. Look, here's Nick. Nick, tell us how we gonna be good now, Nick.
I wasn't gonna come up. I wasn't even talking to the people on the panel. I was talking to the ones in the comments who obviously just be trying to get out ahead and say the Dolphins gonna suck. So if they do suck, they can say I told you
talk
so.
to him, Nick.
But if they
Let him
don't
know.
suck, then they can say that's my team. That's my team. So I was talking to them. But you just had to say it's Tua's fault that Rams is leaving when Tua is when we have plenty of money right now under the salary cap. That's too far, Cap. God damn.
I'm just saying, you pay Tua, and the first time the chickens come home to roost, everybody running up off the bill, dog. Everybody out of this bitch.
We can't pay him. Rams is not leaving because we got
they just know that now that you is paying him, there ain't no reason to stay around. That's what it is.
Hey, Cap. After this year, Ramsey has no guaranteed money. After this year, Ramsey has no guaranteed money left on his contract. He's not leaving because we can't afford it.
That's why we're gonna resign.
We didn't say that.
I wouldn't plan. All the more reason to keep him one last year. It sounds like to me. All the more reason to have at least something. I thought we were competing. Why doesn't Ramsey believe in Tua?
Y'all automatically want to blame Tua.
Does Ramsey know something we don't know about Tua? Is that what you think?
No, but the same thing I can say the same thing to you, but y'all automatically want to blame the franchise. Y'all don't know if Ramsey just said, you know what, I want to go somewhere, this particular place because of this particular reason. I mean, we don't know.
We just do whatever the fuck everybody wants, huh? We just Miami Dolphins organization, just every player's bitch, huh?
Is he a product of his environment, Nick?
The
We're putting
moment,
Craigslist ads
hey, look,
So
on.
the
you claiming him
moment
to be a
Ramsey,
product of his
Lonely
environment.
all I can tell
franchise
you,
looking for
What's the answer,
football
Nick?
players that want to be in a
hey,
romantic
all I
relationship.
can tell you is the minute Ramsey is no longer on the Miami Dolphins, fuck him and everything he stands for.
Well, that I do know about you, Dick. That's you. At least I'll
And,
give you
and
that.
to be fair, Nick,
He's
you
staying
said the
10
same thing
toes.
about Tua.
Yeah, he does. As soon as Tua up out of
The
here.
minute
So that'll
Tua,
be out
the
Friday.
minute
Damn. So
Tua
fuck
is
you to
no
tour on
longer
Friday.
wearing number 1 for the Miami Dolphins,
Damn.
fuck Tua and Alabama.
And
Clip it.
Alabama. Damn.
Clip
The
it.
school too.
Clip it. 53,
Damn. The school
56
getting
minute
out
mark
trades.
at the 34 seconds. He said, Big Nick says, fuck Tua and fuck Alabama. Clip it.
And Alabama. Damn, he threw Alabama in there for a good
He
minute.
said,
Yeah,
fuck
show
Tua
us
and
your
fuck
real hatred for
Alabama.
Tua,
People
Nick.
think we love. I threw in Alabama because people think we love Tua based on Alabama. I don't even watch college football. I love Tua because he's my quarterback.
Show us your
Damn.
real hatred for Tua, Big Nick.
What? Damn.
Say
Damn,
what?
Alabama.
Tell us more about
When
how
Ricky
much you don't
Williams
like
left
Alabama.
the Dolphins, I said fuck Ricky Williams 2 times. When he left the Dolphins the first time and when he
But
left
he
and
was
went to the
smoking.
Ravens.
But he
Fuck
was
Ricky.
smoking, Nick. He
I
was
don't do it. I
smoking.
still love him. I said fuck LeBron James. I think he's the greatest player ever.
When
It's
he
about
left
my
the
team,
Lakers
homie.
or Miami.
When he left Miami. Fuck LeBron. It's the name on the front, homie. Always. I stand 10 toes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Did he help Miami win the title?
I wouldn't give a shit. He's no longer on the Miami Heat. Fuck LeBron.
But he won the title. That's my question.
I think Diddy wanted
And
to
I
do that.
almost got in fights about LeBron when he was on the Miami Heat. But the moment he wasn't on the Miami Heat, fuck LeBron.
That's what Diddy said.
Okay. That's what Diddy said. Goddamn, Jake.
But I think he meant it in another way.
Well, you
13
got a
and 4
footage of
Miami
it, don't you?
Dolphins 2025.
Shake, don't you
I
got the
stand on
footage
that
of
and what?
what he said about Diddy?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yeah, you got
that's
the
what I
footage
I don't
of
know
it,
nothing
Shake.
about that. I haven't read one line about none of that Diddy shit because it don't affect me one way or the other.
Yeah.
I don't get into grown people business.
It's affecting you. It's affecting all of
Goddamn.
us. It's affecting the community, bro. Let's be real.
I
Damn, he
ain't
said it's
read one
affecting the
line on
community.
Diddy. I don't know
Goddamn.
nothing
These
about
fucking
Diddy. The only thing I
victims are
know,
walking around
thing
in
I know about Diddy
society
is they say
and they're
he
not
had baby
being
oil.
heard, Big Nick, and you don't want to hear about it because you love fucking pieces of shit like fucking Diddy.
Damn.
Like I
Damn, say
said,
it
the only
ain't
thing I
so.
know about Diddy is that he had a bunch of baby oil. I ain't read none of that shit. I don't give a fuck.
That's all he knows. He had a bunch of baby oil. God damn.
You didn't read none of
Shit.
it, but you do know about the baby oil. So
Yeah,
I'll
you
ask
was-
you, Nick, what
I
the
know
fuck?
about it.
How do you know
That's all
about
he
Diddy's
had.
I know
baby
about it. It was
oil?
all on
Goddamn.
Facebook. It was all on
Okay,
everywhere.
okay.
It's all
Sounds
over the
like
But I
news.
don't know
That's
none.
right.
I don't
where
know.
were you?
Tell
Where
him,
were
Nick.
I don't
It's
know
all
one
over the news.
celebrity.
Goddamn it.
I don't know one celebrity. I don't know where the parties. I don't even know where he in jail at.
Yeah, sounds like somebody who would know.
Hey,
All right, whatever. I'm just telling you, I keep it 100. I don't know none of y'all. I ain't got a lot of y'all.
excuse me.
Hey, by the way, Big Nick, speaking. Hey, you know, remember we were talking about South Florida football in Summer. Hey, look at this, baby.
Yeah.
What you think? I got this today. My Carroll City jersey.
Oh, okay. I'm a Broward County guy. Fuck Carroll
Yeah.
City.
Oh,
Broward County.
shit.
Fuck Broward County.
I'm just joking, Jake. I'm just
Against y'all.
joking.
Hey, Dick keeping it real as fuck.
That shit was
Nah, I'm
funny.
just joking, Jake.
Till the
I ride
motherfucking
all
wheels
South
fall.
It's
Florida.
all love, brother. It's all love, brother.
Yeah, I'm all over South Florida. I'm by South Florida.
Yeah.
In that muck. Get that muck
Oh, the
city.
Notorious JP. Oh man, long time no see. What's up, Notorious?
What's up, bro?
Hey,
What's
hey,
up,
by the way, man,
JP?
What's up?
On Twitter? Are you still on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm floating around there hearing every now and again.
JP, what's up, man? Are
What's
we
up?
I gotta
getting?
definitely get with you for May, man. I need you.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah, for sure. I do a show about how Dolphin fans became Dolphin fans, and you're definitely one of the people I would love to have on the show.
All right, I'll hit you up. What's up,
All right,
Chris?
yeah,
How you been, bro?
I've
Yeah.
been good, JP. Let's get it, man. I know you didn't come up here to say how much you love Ramsey and don't want him to leave. What's going on?
No, just hanging around and
Saw you guys live on the air. I figured I'd drop in and say hello.
Yeah, man, we're you know, we're wondering, did Tua buy Diddy's house?
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, man.
That's
Diddy buy
no
it?
cap.
Diddy,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
you know,
Tua
Diddy had some houses in South Florida.
Diddy had a bunch of houses with tunnels underneath of them, and Tua was really interested in these tunnels. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And that also that yacht you guys see Tua's been hanging out in, that he bought in a police auction that used to be Diddy's yacht. And the way he found out about that is OBJ told him about it. It was coming up.
Hey, let me ask you this. You think it'd be funny if Tua bought Ramsey's house?
That would be
an
funny.
interesting twist.
I think Ramsey only had like a condo or something. Nah, Ramsey ain't selling his house because he's still gonna live here.
Ramsey from South Florida, man.
Everybody from South Florida.
Yeah,
You got Cap for Life coming in here. Craig, everybody popping in.
What's up, my brothers?
What's up, Craig?
You know what? Screw Ramsey. Screw Ramsey. Screw Hill. Screw Tua. Screw them all. I say trade them all. Trade them all draft day. Let's get a shitload of.
You mean the guys that your general manager just paid? You want to get rid of them all?
Hey,
Why not?
I would normally ask Crypto this question, but I'm a humor El Capitan. El Capitan, do you think I can never watch the Dolphin game with him?
With who?
Mine.
With the guy that just said all that. Do you think me and Big Nick would ever be able to watch the Miami
With Craig?
Dolphins with him?
Nah, you'd totally watch a game with Craig.
Hell no.
You guys can watch games with me anytime. But
Not as
and enjoy a nice bowl of fucking popcorn. You have a fucking can of Vienna sausages on there and some fucking nasty ass nachos, and you guys watch that
sausages.
Oh my god!
You watch that fucking
Cap
game.
for life.
Play.
Cap for life. You just said you just said you want to get rid of them all after our GM just paid all of them. I'm sorry, but if you haven't been listening, our GM didn't pay all of them. The Cabal did.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about anything. I just said what's obvious and what's fact. The front office paid all those guys you want to get rid of.
Cap for life. I know, but I just read off exactly what you said verbatim. So
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Verbatim. Okay, so verbatim right now, everybody's jumping ship. Can you say that verbatim?
What do you mean, like players jumping ship is what you're asking? I don't understand what you're arguing.
What? Everybody's what?
Hold on, I got these headphones on. Hold on.
I'm late for the dance. You guys like it 13.
Hey, what about now?
I can hear you now.
What?
Will Johnson.
Whose radio is in the
I think your radio Johnson or the guys from Texas.
Or is that Kenna? I don't know. I can hear.
That's not me.
Okay.
Who's watching?
You were saying you said you want to get after. I think it was Craig who said that screw them all, go ahead and trade them all away.
I was asking a question. I asked a simple question. Do you guys want to get rid of the same guys that everybody just got paid? Happen to be the same guys you want to get rid of. You guys are okay with that?
I made the comment, but I just said that technically he's not the one that paid them because he already said out of his own mouth that he didn't want to pay Tua, right? And it was Mike McDaniel who stomped the table for that. But it's the Cabal who's really barking the orders. To be honest, 100% honest, if you really want to think about it, Chris Grier is just a yes guy. He's just a puppet in the whole damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Even if we fire Chris Grier, nothing's changing. That's the point.
Xavier Howard. That's 2016.
Cap, I'm going to help you really understand what's taking place here because I think everybody's confused. They're like, fire Chris Grier. He's falling on the sword. Chris Grier saying the Cabal. Chris Grier don't look like he's losing his job and certainly ain't acting like he is because he don't give a fuck. And neither is Mike McDaniel and neither is Tua. And you know why? Because the reason is that even though you guys say this was all a failure, the Miami Dolphins and Stephen Ross and the collective and the Cabal is calling this a success because the drafting of Tua Tagovailoa, the rebranding of Tua Tagovailoa, the getting Ramsey, the getting Tyreek Hill, the getting all these assets, paying them all these contracts, estimating the value, inflating the value of the Miami Dolphins, not only as a product on the field, but season tickets are now backed up on back order. And all of these things, everyone's making money, getting paid money, and all of it accumulates to a perfect time to profit. And that's exactly what Stephen Ross did back in December that everyone forgets. In 2024 in December, late, he sold 13% of the Miami Dolphins, 10% of which is sold right away. He got $900 million for a valuation of $7.1 billion on the franchise, along with that's only for the franchise evaluation of $7.1 billion, not for the surrounding facilities around it. That includes the other things that estimated over $8 billion. The team that bought it, that 10%, is Ares Management Fund. That's made up of the Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Thiza, or whatever the fuck his name is, and Oliver Weisburn. So those are the guys who bought 10%. They paid, $800 million up front. They'll get 13% when it's all said done at $900 million. And now that deal is done, now comes guess what? It doesn't really matter, because as soon as that deal was done, where have we been since? This was they sold the deal, they struck the deal, and the ink dried December 11th, 2024. That wasn't that long ago, a couple months back. What's changed? Now everything's dissolving. What those guys just bought this team for, with selling off all the assets because the team has been purchased, it doesn't devalue this asset now. You understand? That's how business works. You can't say like the art isn't going to lose its value because of some other stuff because it just sold in auction. That's what just happened. So job well done by Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, because whether or not they get fired this year, they pulled off a fucking heist is what they did.
And with all that said, I'm still not scheduling shit around the Miami Dolphins schedule this year.
Well, I'll watch every game.
We're going to be calling games, right?
Yeah, we'll call every game. We watch every game. We ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
I'll be at the game.
Yeah, I'll probably be at one or two as well. Ali,
you want more?
Cool.
I know Crypto's going to be at the fan club weekend, right?
Yeah.
Wearing his birthday suit.
I'll be at every home game and the Atlanta game for sure.
Glory birthday suit.
Yep, Crypto in his birthday suit. Fan week. Be there or miss it.
I watched every game 2 and 14. I watched every game 4 and 12. I watched every game 1 and 15. God damn it, I'm gonna watch every game 0 and 17 if that's what it is.
Talk to him, Big Nick.
Hey,
you're a fan. People have said to me for years, they get me mad, meaning the Dolphins, why don't you jump ship? I said, you stay with the team through thick and through thin. You know what I mean?
What else am I doing?
Yeah, me too. So, want to just say, hey, Ali, did you see where your boys from Ohio State were yesterday?
Yeah, they were in D.C. meeting the president.
Yeah,
I think the president basically, the president actually gave some great words for the best South Florida player ever. By the way,
I didn't know you
in 2027
in DC yesterday.
Yeah, he dropped the trophy too, Ali.
The vice president dropped the trophy. By the way,
Yeah,
that idiot dropped it. By the way,
the trophy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Nuh-uh, he dropped the trophy, dude.
The vice president did. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. He'll never win president with doing shit like that, bro.
He dropped the trophy. I'm like, damn.
I'll tell you what, he just lost
apart.
Ohio because of it. But just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I
he
don't know if he
graduate
lost
from
Ohio.
Michigan? That would be wild as fuck.
No, he's from Ohio. He's from Ohio.
Oh, he is. So at least
Um,
Yeah, he's from
one of their
Ohio
own.
too.
Oh, I thought he was from
yeah.
Kentucky.
No,
I
he's
thought he was
originally
from.
from Ohio. Originally,
Oh,
he
is
may
he?
live in
Oh,
Kentucky
okay.
now, but he's from Ohio originally. But
Okay.
what I was
Okay.
gonna say real quick. It was really cool seeing what the president had to say about Jeremiah Smith. Who and I'm telling you straight up that kid, the moment he touched down in the NFL, bro, he's gonna be a star for a lifetime.
Yep.
Well, if Trump said it, I'm sure that shit was a lie. Whatever he said.
Oh, see now
I'm not
Trump.
here.
Now
I'm not
everything
here
he
to
says is
say
a
that,
lie.
but I will say
Jeremiah Smith just been
Jeremiah
Now
Smith,
hurt.
South
everything's a
Yep.
Florida
lie.
Here we
born,
go.
Prince of South Florida, man. I'm telling you, he's the real deal.
Yep. I like him.
Jeremiah Smith, Ali, has been doomed. He's been the kiss of death.
I
Damn.
disagree. I
Well,
disagree.
he didn't say that about Harrison. Harrison's doing pretty good.
Harrison just needs a quarterback. You give a quarterback to Harrison, and he'll end up being 10 times better than what he did his rookie season. So
Well, he did
it's
just as good as
still
his
kind of
own
cool
dad.
that even without a quarterback, he matched his dad's stats in his rookie season.
Oh,
So that's pretty dope
oh,
too.
did he? Oh, I never knew
Yeah,
that.
he did.
That's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, it was almost the exact to the T, almost. So,
And didn't one of them have a
Yeah,
Hall of Fame thrown to him?
I
Another
just
one
wanted to
didn't.
say, Ollie, I didn't know if you knew that or not, and that's cool. You know, when you get to go, look, it doesn't matter whether you like them or not. You get to go to the White House. I mean, look at the Dolphins from '72. They never
yeah,
got their trip until they met Obama.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
So
that's
That
when.
is
Yeah, the
crazy.
actual '72 Dolphins didn't meet
yeah,
the president until Obama got there.
wasn't that when
Almost 40 years.
yeah, wasn't that when Nixon was impeached and that's why he never got, I don't know. But
You
it was
might be
neat.
No,
right.
but
I don't
when they
know.
had like 4 or
I
5
don't know.
presidents in between the two, it wasn't because of Nixon.
I remember Don Shula going to Obama. We apologize for beating your Bears in '85 or something like that.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah, for beating his Bears. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just
He did say it.
it's pretty cool. You know, they got to walk around
It's
the
good
White House
Shula was
lawn and
still alive,
everything,
though.
and it was
Yep,
pretty dope.
yep. And then today they had the Navy midshipmen today because they won the what do they call that? When
Did he
you
win
beat
those
the other
titles?
two. No, but they won their championship, beating Army and Air Force.
Oh,
The
the
President's Cup.
inter-military battle.
The
The
Commander in
President's
Chief
Cup.
trophy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
inter-military
listen.
thing.
So
Imagine being 12 years old when you became, because of my grandfather, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, right? So imagine 3 years into you being a Miami Dolphins fan, the Chicago Bears come into town and play your favorite athlete of all time, and they win. Can you imagine? That's still the greatest sports moment in my life.
I still
Yeah, the Bears
say
didn't have a
to
perfect
this
season
day,
because of it.
I
The
still
Bears would
say
have been the
if
second undefeated team.
we wouldn't have flubbed the AFC title game, if we wouldn't have flubbed that against New
The
England,
rematch
I
would have
think
happened
we'd have
between
beaten.
them two.
I
Yeah,
think we would have beaten the Bears in the Super Bowl. I really
But see, I
do.
can't even say
I do
that
too.
because New England. I can't say it was a flub because New England was the first wild card, first team to win 3 games on the road to go to the Super Bowl. It was just destined for
Yeah,
them
but
to go.
we messed it away. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. But
That's
yeah,
why
to
you
beat
have
the Bears
lopsided
like
Super
they
Bowls.
did,
That's my opinion. Whenever the wrong team is representing either conference, that team end up getting smoked in the Super Bowl. It happens like all
yep,
the time.
yep,
Every
yeah,
single time, whenever it's the wrong
yep,
team representing that conference, they get
yep,
destroyed.
yep. Yeah, they
And
do.
that's what happened with the Patriots. They
And
just wasn't the right
New
team
England had
representing the
what?
conference.
New England had New England had like the worst quarterback to possibly go up against that team. Like, come on, man. Like, how the fuck you gonna
Was
put
it
Tony
The
Grogan or
worst
Eason over?
quarterback,
Eason?
absolutely. Yeah,
Was it
Eason.
Grogan or Eason played in that
They
Super
had
Bowl?
Tony Eason.
Tony Eason.
Yeah,
And Steve Grogan did too. Well, Steve Grogan
Yeah,
got him.
yeah,
He played that year a lot. But
yeah,
right.
can you imagine Tony Eason went before Dan Marino?
yeah.
Yep.
He was drafted before
He
Dan
was actually
Marino.
drafted before.
Did you
Yep.
did you ever see that
Ken
30
O'Brien
for
too.
30? Did you ever see that 30 for 30 about that
Ken
draft?
O'Brien was drafted before him too, Nick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Ken O'Brien. Yeah.
Yep.
But,
A lot
see,
of us, I was like, damn.
they lied on the man with the pecs of Adonis. They lied on him, right? They said that he liked the booger sugar, and that dropped him down a little
And yeah,
bit.
dropped him down to and Shula was like, damn. He wasn't expecting it. Shula didn't even anticipate him getting that opportunity. He thought he was a Pittsburgh for sure.
Yep.
Marino was supposed to have been a Steeler.
Yep.
But you got to remember now, Shula also wasn't. I don't think Shula was in the market for a quarterback. He just happened to fall to him because he was just coming
Yeah, he
off the
wasn't.
Super Bowl. He had a Super Bowl
Exactly.
quarterback on his team.
Already on the team already. Yeah, he was like, damn, this guy's just sitting in our lap. Might as well take him.
Well, and the thing is, if you ever saw the 30 for 30 thing, it said a lot of people asked his roommate, I think it was Freilich or whatever, said to him, so we hear Marino's into partying and drugs, and Freilich looked at someone and said,
Yeah.
what are you
It was
talking
the drug
about?
thing that scared everybody off. Yeah.
Yep. Hey.
They don't care about the
All right,
partying.
I
It
ain't
was
gonna
the
lie. I
drugs
dropped
after.
that rumor. I did that. I dropped that rumor. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, real quick, my phone's about to
That's how
die.
we got
Real quick, my phone's about to die. Ali, if you're still there, what was it you were saying about the collective?
I'm telling you that it wasn't Chris Grier that really ultimately paid these guys. It was the Cabal or the collective that did.
Okay,
So it
so you're
doesn't
trying
matter
to
if you
say,
fire him or not. Nothing's going to change. It's still the same shit.
so you're telling me that the guy that's been here since 2018 doesn't have say, and the guy that got hired in 2013, that's Garfinkel and Shore, who was 2010, have more say?
That's what we've been saying for the past 3 years, Cap for Life. That's what
Okay,
we've
so
been saying.
So Grier's been here for 26 years almost, and he has almost no say. And the guy that's been here for half the time has more say.
Well, first
Interesting.
of all,
Okay.
he hasn't been
y'all
here.
tripping.
He hasn't been
The
here for
Miami
20.
Dolphins gave a third round. The Miami Dolphins gave a third round pick and a second round pick that we used on the tight end and traded that pick. It was nowhere in the world they was going to have a unhappy guy, a superstar that we gave all that draft capital up for and not extend him. Remember, before the season started last year, Jalen Ramsey was talking about he had lower body injuries that he might not be able to make the Jacksonville game. These players have a lot of leverage, man. What you want? And they paid him. They paid him, and guess what? He has no more guaranteed money after this year. So what?
I want to know why is it that if the face of the franchise of this team, if the face of the franchise of this team is supposed to get us to a Super Bowl, why is everybody jumping shit? And why the face of the franchise not considered a leader?
I don't know. The next time Jalen Ramsey called me, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, ask him for me too.
I got you. Because nobody seems to talk that Miami Dolphins made a $21 million a year offer to Christian Wilkins, but you know what? I'm gonna go get that extra $6 million too. It's not like we just want these guys to go. And there's nowhere in the hell the Miami Dolphins gonna pay the Snowman $15 million a year. You crazy? Nowhere in the world we was gonna do that. Go get your money and fuck you too on the way out the door.
Yep. Yeah. Do you think maybe he could join a guy like Flory?
No, they love the Dolphins because you're supposed to be this place you take pay cuts. You're supposed to be taking pay cuts to play for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Wow.
You're not supposed to be about the money.
You don't have to take a pay cut, but at least play up to $15 million worth of salary if that's what you want. Can you give me that? Like you don't have to take a pay cut.
He does that.
But can you play like you $15 million?
He did it already. He does it in his sleep.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Ramsey didn't want to leave. First of all, I don't think he did. He didn't ask for the trade, right? He didn't ask. They didn't ask him to take a pay cut or anything. They just came to him and said, "You know what? It's time that we split ways." This was a team decision, not a Ramsey decision.
look, if y'all don't see a soft reset, it's not no full
Yep.
rebuild. The Miami Dolphins are now before the draft are the seventh youngest team in the NFL with draft capital, right? With 10 draft picks and money that they have in disposable right now due to the salary cap and abundance of money that they can get their hands on if they choose to. I think
But
I'm good with it. I think we're gonna be all
big,
right. As a matter
big,
of fact, goddamn it, fuck y'all, we gonna win the LC East.
Big Nick, can I ask you this though? You know, because I understand what you're saying about a soft rebuild. Okay, I get that. But here's the issue that I have with calling it a soft rebuild. A soft rebuild is like the Buffalo Bills clearing out their stars in the wide receiving room and refreshing that room with younger talent. Right? We saw the Eagles do that. This past year, where they tore down the defensive line and put in a whole new defensive line. Right? We just saw that recently.
Yeah.
We have not. It's not one room we're talking about. This is multiple rooms. We don't have a starting corner on the roster right now.
Ali, why
Once
was
we
they
trade
able to do that?
Ramsey,
Why was
we,
they able
we
to
we
do
don't
that,
have.
Ali?
We have glaring holes at defensive tackle. Right. We really. I don't care what Chris Grier says. We really don't have starting safeties. I'm sorry, we
Ali,
don't.
Ali,
Right.
wait,
How
Ali.
can you
Why
not
were they
call
able
this
to
a
do that?
rebuild? How
Why
can you
was
not call this a rebuild?
Buffalo and Philadelphia able to do that, and the Dolphins had to do it a different way.
I can tell
Buffalo
you
had
why.
a
I can
full.
tell you why.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
Buffalo.
why.
No, no,
I
no,
know
no,
I'm gonna
no.
tell you. Okay, tell me
Hold
why.
on, Big Nick. With all due respect, let me finish let me get this off real quick,
Uh,
okay? And I'll let you interject. I'll answer your question with this one take. The reason Buffalo can do it and the reason the Eagles can do it is because they have an actual quarterback where we don't. That's the
Yep.
reality. I understand you don't want to admit that, but that's the facts. Those are the
yeah, that's cap.
facts.
Yeah, that's
That's
cap.
Yeah.
not
But
cap at
anyway,
all.
I'm
It
I'm
is
gonna tell
not
you why
cap
they
at
did it.
all.
Hey, look, I don't take your tour take seriously because you're an Ohio State fan, and I understand why you don't like him. But anyway, this is the reason why Buffalo and Philadelphia was able to do it and the Miami Dolphins wasn't able to do it. It's because Buffalo had their full allotment of picks. They didn't have a 2-year period where they didn't have a first round pick, or they only had 3 picks in the draft. Philadelphia had an abundance of picks. They was able to go through that transition and use those picks, and they picked wisely. And look at their team. Their team was young. All of the dynamic players that they had, outside of Saquon Barkley and the receiver, was young draft picks that they used to put that team together. And the same thing with the Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins are now back on track with a full allotment of picks. They haven't traded them away. They, for 2 years in a row, they didn't give out big money contracts to free agents. They're back to the basics of using their draft capital. I feel like, and
Right.
they feel like
Whose
they
fault
have
is
their
it that we
quarterback.
didn't have our full allotment picks
I
like
feel like
them?
they have their quarterback. They feel like they have their quarterback. I feel that. I feel that they feel they have a cornerstone in wide receiver in Jalen. They feel like the tight end is good shit, and they just did a linebacker. They're young. I have faith and trust in my team, and there's nothing nobody can say do to make that go away. Because I think I understand what they're doing, and it makes sense to me. If it don't make sense to you, I
We
understand that, but it makes
understand.
sense to me.
We understand, Big Nick. It's the Stockholm Central. It's their goal to keep us in perpetual Stockholm syndrome. We
I
got
mean,
it.
but y'all sitting up there calling the Stockholm syndrome, but your ass gonna watch every game this year too. You gonna go to a couple.
That's watching them.
That's because
There you
we're
have it.
also diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome.
So
Right.
what?
It just means that one person's
Well, I
Stockholm
embrace
syndrome is
mine.
different. It's levels to Stockholm syndrome.
I embrace mine. Look, if the Miami Heat, who I love to death, if they leave if they leave Florida and translate, I'll be upset. But okay, life goes on. If the Miami Dolphins leave, I don't know what I'm gonna do in America.
Well, you got tomorrow
So I
picks.
embrace mine. I'm okay
I
with
don't think
mine.
they're ever leaving. They're not leaving.
I accept I'm in an abusive relationship and I don't give a damn because it hurts so good.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like being a Gators fan. I got it, Big Nick. I understand. I feel the pain.
Or that team in Coral Gables. Yeah, sure.
Oh shit, I'd rather be that team in Gainesville or Coral Gables than to have somebody else trophy in their trophy case.
Somebody else's trophy.
Yeah. We got a 6 trophy that's up in Ohio.
Oh, okay. They got it. Just somebody else's trophy. Okay. Yeah, they do. Ohio, man. It's
I
favoritism
thought
with
you didn't
with
watch
them,
college football, Big Nick.
man.
The U ain't college football.
So the U is not college football, is what you're saying.
Hey, by the way,
Right.
No,
who's
it's about
Utah
Ohio State.
drafting? I have a question. Who's Utah drafting? Crypto?
Cooper Flag.
Who?
Cooper Flag.
Shador Sanders? You say?
We having a draft party, Shake.
Who's got that echo?
Oh no.
It's not me.
What's up,
Is it
Tony? What's
Sebring?
going on?
Hey,
Anthony?
hey, Shake, I posted a draft on X. I'm not sure if you're on X usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Can
on.
you put it up? I want you guys' your reactions to it.
Do you follow me on X?
I follow everybody on TFTG on X.
Oh, okay.
Since I
So
follow
it should
the
be in your timeline then.
TFTG, it recommends who I should follow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
So if
it
I
should
look
be
you
in your
up,
time.
I'll
It'll be in
find
the
you.
timeline.
Is that your name? Your full name?
Mark Drive.
Yes,
Anthony
it's
Manzano.
my government name.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see it. You don't have a picture. You just have that. All right. All right. Here we go. Let me. As a matter of fact, I'll do one better. I'll share it. I'll repost it.
I forgot to
You
ask you
can't
the
share
other
it?
day.
No, I know, but that's the best way for me to share it.
I forgot to ask you the other day, Shake, during the wrestling show. Who you got going over in the main event, top one, night one?
I have no idea. I haven't been watching wrestling in a while.
Nick,
Oh,
honestly,
you
I
ain't
think,
even
bro,
watching?
I think Heyman is gonna screw both Punk and Roman and join up with
I
Seth.
think Seth is gonna
I
go
was
over
just
too.
about to say that.
I think Seth is gonna go over. But I think Seth need to go over. Seth hasn't won at WrestleMania in a while.
Yeah, no, but the issue is
Who's got the current streak now?
Right.
Bianca
Who's won
Belair.
the most WrestleManias in a row?
Bianca Belair.
All right, go
Bianca's
ahead,
got
Anthony.
the
The
record
floor is
now.
yours. Explain yourself.
Who?
this
What's
is
that?
I traded down multiple times. I got Trey Amos at number 31. Number 30. Then at our pick in the second round, I got Kevin Winston Jr. Then 56, I got Azari Thomas. Then Darius Alexander at 58. This is my whole draft. I want you to get. Do you guys like it or?
All right, I like some of the players,
What was your
but
final
I'll tell
grade
you
they
right
gave you?
now, Darius Alexander is either going to be a late first round or an early second round. He won't last to where you got him.
And I'm gonna tell you right now.
The reason why
none
I
of
got him is a whole bunch of teams traded up above me to get a quarterback.
Yeah, I
but
don't
none of
see
those-
that happening in this draft.
And I don't see
I
none
like
of those
trading
players
back.
the Dolphin schemes. Those are not schemes of Miami Dolphins for this
Did
team.
you?
No,
Anybody can fit
Azari
this
Thomas.
scheme,
What do
Nick.
you mean, Azari Thomas?
They'll make them fit.
The DBs actually fit the type of DBs that Anthony Weaver, the Baltimore, they like long, lengthy corners in Baltimore. It's based on the traits.
Well, they do that in Miami, though. That's the thing.
I hope the Dolphins do something.
I saw somewhere outside of the top 2 or 3 corners in the draft, you have more safeties rated higher than the other corners. So I think if the top 3 safeties are not on the board, Miami will trade back and get one of those safeties.
Yeah, no, and Nick, to be honest, with this, what is it called? The draft I just did.
A trade back, we get their first, we get a second, and next year we either get a second or a third. That's what I'm taking.
What's the realistic amount you guys think we get for Jalen? I think we can. there's teams in the
Fourth
back of the
rounder.
first round that need a corner, and I think we can get a first round pick out of Buffalo or
You're not
No,
getting a
Detroit.
first.
no,
Nope.
absolutely not. He's
You're
31
not
years.
getting a
He'll be
first for him
31
at this
years old.
point.
31
He
years
still
old.
has
We'll
that.
be
He's
lucky.
not. I didn't see him.
And he's terrible
We'll
terrible
be
year.
lucky. We'll be lucky to get a late third, early fourth.
It'll be a fourth.
I'm hoping for a
Yeah.
late third. I'm hoping for a late third because the way it's set up, right? So we already paid him. He's due $26 million this year. We already paid him $4 million for a roster bonus, which leaves about $21 million or something like that. We trade that to the team. The team can then take that and spread it out over 5 years, and it'll be a 1-year rental for him for a team that think they can get over the top. About $6 million for them to pay Jalen Ramsey $6 million and have the rest of that money spread out over 5 years, which is very low if they can get him over the top, and that's got to be worth a late third, early fourth.
And Nick, this is why I disagree with you.
They're not
I
going to
think
take
we
on a
can.
lot of salary. They're not going to take on a lot of salary, so you got to give us something.
Yeah, Nick, this is why I disagree with you a little bit. I think we can get the first round pick from Detroit because the half of their defense is on rookie contracts, and half of their offense is still on rookie contracts too. So they can afford.
What's going on, my brother Lewis?
Jalen Ramsey will be 31 years old. He has no more guaranteed contract left to this on this contract. They're not going to give up a first round pick and then turn around and Jalen Ramsey got about the balls and say, I want a $100 million contract. Because it's not going to happen, which means that he will walk. It's not worth it to give up a first for Jalen Ramsey. I don't care what team it is.
No team's doing that.
That's stupid.
How about a second round pick?
Tail end of his career.
No, that's crazy.
No, you're giving up a fourth for him. That's it.
Or not even a third? You don't think a third pick? A third
No,
round pick?
a high third, a low, very, very low third.
I think if we get a fourth, it got to come with a player.
Yeah,
if we get a
long
third,
snapper.
I'll walk away clean.
So you guys
be
don't
better
like,
off to trading for
you don't
Eddie
agree
Van,
with me?
Eddie Van Halen. That's what you might as well do.
So you guys don't like this draft? You don't think any of the, Nick? You don't think any of the DBs I drafted fit our system?
Well, I'm just saying, I think your board is. I think you left a lot of value on the board by moving all the way back to goddamn. What you moved to?
No, I started at 13. I got draft picks from San Diego. That's
To
the
move
50.
to what?
I started at 13, drafted, traded down to 22 where the Chargers are, and they traded up and got Tyler Warren because Tyler Warren was available at 13. And then I traded down again to 30 to get Trey Amos because Trey Amos is moving up boards and he's going to be in the first round.
I'm just saying, I think you left a lot of meat on the bone. I think it's a lot of other players because we're gonna go through that. You're gonna go through that cornerback run. You're gonna go through that quarterback run. There's gonna be 3 quarterbacks by that time, I think. And that's gonna push other players down.
Do you think Will Johnson might be pushed down because of his injuries?
I think Will
or
Johnson
his talent
will be
overshadows that?
You mean the cornerback?
Yeah, Will Johnson, the corner
It
from
looks like
Michigan.
he's going to be there at 13, but is he an appropriate value? Can we get something better? Is there other cornerbacks close to him in the draft that we can move back that'll probably be on the board? We need more draft picks, brother. We need as many draft
and I
picks as
said
we
this.
can
I know why people like Jade Barron, but to me, he's a slot corner in the league. He's too small to be a boundary. Right? I like Trent McDuffie is the exception. I like Jade Barron, but to me, he's a slot in the NFL.
Yeah, but they got 1 or 2 stud safeties out there, man. Like
Imanwari.
Safeties out there. Yeah. He's like the number 1 safety, and he might be on the board.
No, honestly, I think Nick might be drafted by the 49ers. That scares me. That's a 49ers pick if you ever saw one.
Nah, I think 49ers, me personally, I think they're going to get that tight end.
Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
No, they have George Kittle. What do you mean? They don't need a tight end.
George Kittle is. There's rumors that he's about to be on the trade block.
Honestly, the team I see in the top 15 to draft him is either the Jets, the Bears,
Who gives a shit?
or
Who
the
gives a
Saints.
shit? Who gives a shit?
Or the Cowboys.
Who gives a shit? Especially about the Jets. I think every first rounder coming into the
I know as much
NFL
shit we talk about the Jets. I'm almost certain the Jets gonna leapfrog us in their rebuild. Watch. That's the curse that the Dolphins have.
Shit.
I'm almost
It's
certain.
two things.
Every team we
It's
shit
two
on
things.
systematically
things.
always get leapfrogged by their teams. It just
There's
happens.
three things I can guarantee you gonna happen, Crypto. You gonna stay black, you gonna die, and the Jets ain't gonna never develop a quarterback.
Well, the first two is right. I don't know about the third.
Well, y'all talking about the Dolphins, how long it's been. God damn, do you know how long 1969 was?
You talking about for Super Bowls, yeah. 69 is a long time.
Yeah.
Joe Willie Namath.
That's because they had an Alabama quarterback.
Yeah, but that's
That's
when
the reason
Alabama
why they won.
quarterbacks were good.
That's Shula. That was Shula got out coached.
Yeah, he was out coached to that one. Broadway Joe promised him one.
Yep.
Broadway
And you took
said, we winning this.
And you took a 67-year-old quarterback out there on the field.
That was one of the first times Shula's been out coached.
You know Earl Moore was on that team.
On the coach
coach
team?
Yeah, he was the backup,
Yeah.
and he brought him over to the Dolphins to be the backup.
Yeah, he brought him over. Yep. Earl Moore.
Y'all know what Shula's first big trade was or acquisition was?
Eulenbach.
No, what? When did Paul Warfield?
Yeah, didn't they get him from the Browns?
They did. That was from Cleveland.
Who's echoing?
We just made him a Hall of Famer. That's all.
Yeah.
He was one of the best route runners of his day.
Even though Grier ain't throw the ball.
He was the Justin Jefferson of his time. You heard it here first.
Yeah, he was. He was a beast.
Yep, he was the Justin Jefferson of his time.
Didn't he get one of those MVPs or no? For the Super Bowl?
I
know Grier got one. Who got the other one? Oh, I think Nick Bonicani got it.
It was on defense.
No, are you talking about the 2 Super Bowls we won?
Yeah, Grier got one. Who got the other one?
No, he didn't. It was Jake Scott got one.
No, that was the AFC Championship. I don't think he got it in the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. He intercepted 2 passes.
Was it?
Look it up. He got the.
Oh, he's the last defender. One of the last.
Look it up, Shake. I think it was Nick Bonicani. I might be wrong. I think for some reason I want to say Nick
If it was Scott, it sounds right because he was the last defensive player to win it.
It was Jake Scott, and I think it was Zonka, because at that time Zonka broke the record for like 145 yards.
That's crazy. That's like a drop in the bucket nowadays.
Who is echoing? I hear an echo.
I hear you echoing.
Hey, Crypto, if you had a chance to sit down with one of these former Dolphins, which one would it be? Devontae Parker or Pete Stoyanovich?
Pete Stoyanovich. Both of them highly disappointed me.
I would never forgive Pete.
Oh,
He
when
didn't
he
know
missed
both of
that,
them was a disappointment. But yeah, Pete, that AFC Championship or that divisional round, that was our Super Bowl for the win that year.
yep.
I
Bro, the
still say we
man had
knock
a
off the
nickname.
Niners.
We gave him a nickname during that season. Do you know what the nickname was?
Alshionovic's nickname during the after that season or during the season when he missed that kick.
No, that he learned the name from us. No, before the kick, doing this, with my nickname, Perfect Pete. He get to the playoffs and we ain't call him Perfect Pete no more.
Yeah, he was definitely perfect going into that game.
Like, how could you miss that?
Especially
What it was,
from that 40 yards. Yeah, under 50 yards because he was Mr. Automatic. Anything under 50, he was making. He was the Justin Tucker of our time, of that time.
Yeah, until he broke my heart forever.
Damn, he allowed freaking Stan Humphries into the Super Bowl that year. God damn.
Till he broke my heart forever.
And then they went in. Didn't the Chargers go into Pittsburgh? They beat them.
Yeah. They won the second game. Yeah.
And
After
somebody
they
was
played us,
talking earlier about the wrong team. That was the wrong
that was
team.
me. That was me. I said it. And
Crypto,
that was me. And then they came out and got blasted by the Niners.
Yep.
We were not gonna beat San Francisco. We were not gonna beat San Francisco, buddy.
Yeah, we was gonna destroy them. Our defense was top notch. If we weren't gonna beat San Francisco, we damn sure enough want to get destroyed like the Chargers did.
I think San Diego was the #1 seed that year, wasn't they?
No.
No. Pittsburgh was.
They wasn't #1.
Pittsburgh was the #1 seed.
Pittsburgh was the top team in the conference that year. But we did play on the road against them when we lost that game.
Who did they have? Bobby Brewster?
No, they had O'Donnell, I think, at the time.
Yeah, it was Neil O'Donnell.
I think it was O'Donnell at that time, yeah. Because they lost to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to tell you what else lost our season for us. In 1995, when Steve the Bird broke his thumb, we was going to the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, you talking about the pinky thing?
He broke his thumb. We beat Dallas, and we didn't win the game after that. We were 9-1.
That was 93. That's when Marino went down.
Pinky. That was Marino when he beat them.
Yeah, Marino was out 93. I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
We had the best team in the NFL that year.
Yep.
Yeah, 93 we did.
Marino went out. Steve the Bird started balling. He broke his thumb.
And then Scott Mitchell came in.
No, Scott Mitchell came in, I think, the year before. Scott Mitchell wasn't on the team then.
Right.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he?
I think Scott Mitchell. I'm pretty sure Scott Mitchell went to Detroit in 92.
I thought it was 93 when he was there.
Yeah, because he went in after Marino got injured. Because he had that big season. They paid him because of it.
Yeah. They were talking about trading Marino for Scott Mitchell.
Or getting off him early. Well, actually, before that, they was talking about it.
Keep Scott Mitchell trading Marino.
My bad. What I missed? I had a phone call. What I missed?
Scott Mitchell went to Detroit in 92, right, Shake?
I think so.
Guys, I'll be right back. I want to text something.
All right. Scott Mitchell.
I remember Scott Mitchell. I think Scott Mitchell contract was like $50 million. I think they was like, what? See, I remember when Dan Marino was the highest paid player in NFL history. Had a $25 million contract.
Scott Mitchell from 90 to 93, he was in Miami. From 94 to 98, he was in Detroit. And from 99, he went to Ravens, and then 2000, 2001, he retired with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, he never should have left Miami. He was down sure better than Matt Moore.
As far as what backups?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to like Matt Moore too, but Matt Moore, you know what? When we am I the only one that like when Matt Moore was having a good game and the game came down to the end? Was I the only one that knew he was going to throw an interception?
He did pretty good. I mean, he threw 5 touchdowns against the Jets. Well, the only 2 quarterbacks that did that was him and Marino. He won a game against Buffalo too, in Buffalo.
Yep.
He threw some touchdowns, amazing touchdowns. He was a gunslinger, man. You say you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
And who he won? He beat who did he beat to clinch the playoffs that year?
Buffalo. Buffalo was the last the game we needed.
Buffalo?
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And came
then we lost the next game to the
played
Patriots.
Pittsburgh, right?
No, we lost to the Patriots. No, then I'm talking about the last game of the year. We lost to the Patriots. Right. And we lost to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh demolished.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that was Rex Ryan last year in Buffalo. Rex Ryan got fired after that season.
We done had some heartbreaks, boy. We done had some heartbreaks.
Oh yeah.
Well, the funniest thing is they interviewed Shula years later after they lost to the Redskins, in the Super Bowl, and he was like, "I should have started Strock."
No, we didn't lose that game on offense. Oliver Dottie cost us that game. We didn't lose that game on offense. Shit, John Riggins went crazy in the second half. John Riggins.
John Riggins.
Guys, we didn't have a good game that game. They ran the ball. We couldn't stop the run.
Well, if what's his name had caught that interception, he would have ended. Wasn't that Bo Camper?
I don't remember who that was.
I think it was Bo Camper was going to catch the ball, and Theismann knocked it away.
I know we was leading going into halftime.
Yeah.
And then the next year,
the Charger game.
No,
the Redskins Super Bowl.
Because the next year we went 12 and the next year.
Yeah, we won 12-4.
No, I'm talking about after the Redskins. Because the Raiders went to the Super Bowl the next year.
Yes. Right. And they destroyed them.
Marcus Allen ran all over them boys.
Yep.
Washington went back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah, they did. Then 49ers went after that.
And they kicked our ass.
Yeah, that was us.
Yep.
But you know what? I don't feel bad about that because if you look at it, that was a Hall of Fame team that was on the field for the 49ers.
Oh, God, yeah.
Who ain't in the Hall of Fame from that team? John Taylor?
Yeah,
they had like 5 of them, 4 or 5 of them.
That was just on offense, 5 of them. Shit. And they went 15-1 that year, and we went 14-2. Yep. And I'm gonna tell you who we lost to.
Crazy.
We lost to the Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders and the Chargers. Dan Fouts beat us, and I forgot who the Raiders quarterback was.
Jim Plunkett.
Yeah, Plunkett was
it was Plunkett.
Either him or Evans.
Yeah, I remember
And
Evans,
you know that
a black quarterback. Yeah.
because of, yeah, because of those two losses that year, man, I carried a lot of hatred in my heart for San Diego and the Raiders for a long time. Like I let it go about 15 years ago. I carried a lot of
Me too,
hatred for those
especially San Diego.
Actually,
Oh, I
mine
carried
is for the
because
Ravens. Mine's is for the Ravens.
yours for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But my true hatred, y'all know who my true hatred is, and it's gonna always be the Jets over any franchise in professional sports. And the Knicks are number 2, but the Jets gonna always be number 1.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Knicks. And another team that I think me and Crypto have the same hatred because I knew this Jet because he was a fan of the team, and because of him, I had a hatred for the 49ers. I think you said the same thing, right, Crypto?
49ers.
I think I had a jealousy. I think I had a jealousy hate for the 49ers, but I don't feel like that way no more. But now I don't have a jealousy hate for the Dallas Cowboys. I truly fucking hate them. Like they number 3.
Where the Bills
They
at?
number 3. I just don't have that same resentment for the Bills, right? Like I don't. I know they had a little brief time in the 90s where they won a few games, but historically, we used to like shit on them.
Yeah, we did.
Like I remember a time we used to go 8-0
Well, you see,
in the division every year.
you still thinking about the 20 time. You thinking about the 20 straight wins over them. That's what's carrying you over, though.
But I also remember we used to go 8-0 in our division every year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that
So I
came
just
in the 70s when that 20 wins in a row against Buffalo.
and the 80s when the Colts was
In
in
the
the
80s, yeah,
division.
but carried into the 80s.
Yeah. With the Colts, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
feel the same way y'all feel about Buffalo and New England, but I hate the Jets. Like
Yeah,
I actually
my
rooted
hatred was.
I rooted for New England and against the Rams. So
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't. I was rooting. I
always
rooting for the
root
Rams
against our division. I'm sorry.
Now here's the dilemma: Buffalo's playing Minnesota. Who you got?
Minnesota.
Hey, by the way, I think one of the reasons Crypto likes Buffalo is because he's a big Dan Mitchell fan.
But here's a better one, Crypto.
Screw that guy.
Buffalo or the Cowboys. I don't think I'm watching the game.
Yeah, that's probably a blackout moment there.
But
yeah, that's a blackout.
I just don't even see a world where the Jets even sniffing the Super Bowl, so I don't even think about that.
Well, what if the Jets are playing the Cowboys?
That's not even a possibility.
There is. They both in different conferences.
No, the Jets will never get there. The Jets got Woody Johnson as an owner, man. They'll never get there.
Well,
now, I hate the Jets for real. Like I hate the Jets.
Yeah, that's how my hatred toward the Raiders and Niners are. I just never liked them at all.
And then
now, granted, if the Niners played the Raiders, I did root for the Niners.
And Shay can relate to this, right? I think he can relate to this. So South Florida really is isolated from the rest of the country, right? We just feel like we are our own ecosystem down here. And the one thing we don't like is for somewhere else to come down here and try to implement their culture over ours. We hate that shit. And it's a lot of New Yorkers down here. So my
Boston, don't forget Bostonians too.
Yeah.
Y'all ever say, do Bostonians do that?
Not like them New Yorkers. Like,
Miami's a second home, Nick. You got to realize, Big Nick, that's a second home.
Crypto, I have no desire to go to New York. I went as far as New Jersey. My friends wanted to go over the bridge. I said, no, I'm good. Like,
they try to get you to go over the bridge.
I got a serious issue, man. Fuck New York, man.
You didn't want to go to Times Square?
No, I have no desire to go to New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna be visiting New York, upstate New York, either this time, this year or next year for sure.
I'm a real South Florida boy, man.
Damn,
That's
Shake,
real.
you going to see Dan Mitchell?
No, Dan Mitchell live in Florida now. From right here.
South Florida and New York is legitimate.
I'm gonna see Red,
beef.
White, and Bill. Sean, that's what I'm gonna see.
Well, Nick, we're gonna get you a first class ticket to Times Square.
I have no desire. No desire.
I'm telling you, get to see all those neon lights glowing. Get the large
Florida
video
is the game.
screens.
Put it to me, it's like the Crips and the Bloods. South Florida and New York, it's the Crips and the Bloods. Like I'm a real South Florida boy. I got deep beef with the culture from New York because I don't like how they shit on our culture. I just can't get over that.
Yeah, they come fly south and they chill out in Florida.
The music, they try to shit on the music and everything.
Yeah.
Why do they sit on the music though? If they embrace the culture down there.
They embrace the weather.
Listen, when I was growing up, my idols were Luke and Poison Clan.
For real.
You said Luke?
I remember New York making fun of bass music, right? I remember that. Now, the whole music sound is bass music.
Yeah.
That's why New York would never get rap back. It's over. It's always going to belong to the South.
Mm-hmm.
And the West, to be honest, the West is probably dominating
It
now.
belongs to the South. Kendrick, it belongs to the South. All those are Southern beats.
But they from West Coast.
Rick Ross. We talking about Rick Ross, Flo Rida, Big Daddy. Oh man, I can get and one of the to me.
You know that's a play on words, Shake.
Hey, listen, Big Nick. I'm gonna say this name, and only people from South Florida will know who I'm talking about. Uncle Al.
Oh yeah, Uncle Al Gomez. Come on, man. Crazy Legs.
Yeah, that's a.
Crazy
He's
Legs.
doing.
Yeah. Vicious Funk.
Yep. Oh yeah. High Power.
Yeah.
Triple M Bass. CM, Central Miami, Jam Pony.
Yeah, Jam
what was
Pony.
the name of Luke?
Disco Rick. Remember Disco Rick?
Yeah.
Home team.
Like South, if y'all don't know about South Florida, you never been here. Like it's completely different. That's why we tell you it's two parts of Florida. You got South Florida and the rest of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider Florida the South.
It's not. South Florida isn't the South.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Big Nick, you know what's funny is one thing about Florida: the further north you go, the further south you are.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. They more like Alabama and Mississippi.
Like South Florida is where you're gonna come see the skylines at.
Like Tallahassee, Gainesville. Even though I'm a Gator fan, I would never drive those places at night.
South Florida's a different animal, man.
That's why I say about South Florida. South Florida is the north-south. They like northerners.
No, it's tropical. It really isn't it really isn't any of that, right? It's like its own thing, crypto. It's like its own thing, man. It's so many different cultures down here, man. It's like
it's a mini melting pot.
Yeah, Costa Nostra, worldwide people. And the thing about because if you go to New York, right, there's Italian neighborhoods, Jamaican neighborhoods, Puerto Rican neighborhoods. There's no such thing as Puerto Rican neighborhoods in Miami. There's no such thing as Jamaican neighborhoods. They're all
they don't have Puerto Rican neighborhoods in Miami?
No, they don't.
No,
everybody lives together.
You got Little Havana. You got Little Havana, but even that is still heavily mixed. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a heavy Cuban community, big time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vanilla Ice. Casa Nostra. You're crazy.
But you know, like, there's certain things like the rest of the country try to shame us out of doing. Like, you know, the rest of the country think jorts are a bad thing. We gonna rock jorts forever in South Florida.
Right.
Forever. That's just who we are. Like, we love our jorts.
Right.
And baggy jeans.
And baggy jeans.
Baggy jeans.
Yeah, this ain't no skinny leg down here.
No.
So the bell bottoms, baggies, or parachute pants.
One of the funniest things I saw about skinny jeans. He goes, honey. I mean, his son. When I told you, like this guy saw his son wearing skinny jeans. He goes, son, when I told you to get in her pants, that's not what I was talking about.
I'm gonna tell you when I got pissed off with skinny jeans.
Oh damn! Hold on, real quick. Corner Lewis, Miami Dolphins remind me of crypto crash. What does that mean?
I don't know who that is.
This when I knew we was in trouble. When you start going to places like Macy's and all these places, and you just look for a pair of jeans, and even they got skinny jeans, that's when I knew we was in trouble. That's when I knew we was in trouble. But luckily, somebody talked some sense into the buyers and said, "You better put some regular jeans in here."
Put some regular jeans in the store.
Yeah. Because I'm telling everywhere you went, they either had them stretch material skinny jeans or just straight up skinny jeans.
Oh, just I'm like, what in the world? Who want to wear these? It's crazy.
It was hard finding jeans. Like literally, the only place that had regular jeans, like no bullshit, was like Target and Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart still sell regular.
And you can't get a pair of Walmart jeans.
Yeah, unless you're going off brand.
No, unless you just wearing them for the night. Cause as soon as you put them bitches in the washing machine, you can cancel them.
Oh, they're gonna fall apart. You said.
Nah, they gonna look like they from Walmart.
Damn.
Well, the denim ain't true denim. Then they're not true denim.
There's a store called City Trend that's like that. You go in the City Trend, man, and the color's so vibrant and the style so off the charts, and then they're affordable, and you just gotta get them. Like you can literally walk out of there with 4 outfits for like $120, and then you look fresh in them. You put it on, and you put them shits in the washing machine, and look like you done had them for 8 months.
They just fell up. They just washed all the way.
Oh man,
they lose all their kick.
Hey, what was that store we was in? Shake down there. When was down there? Was that that wasn't Target, was it? No, it was another store. Was that Ross?
Yeah, we went to no, actually we went to Target. We went to Ross. We went to a lot of stores, bro. You gotta be more specific.
No, the one that you was trying to find the jersey, the T-shirt from.
I think it was. Oh yeah, that was the sports where you bought your Tyreek Hill shirt.
Yeah, I was trying to get. Yeah.
If I tell you about a set of jeans, if y'all bought these jeans before, I guarantee you don't buy them anymore because of the experience you had with them. That was Levi 501 Blues.
Yeah, they don't even make them no more, do they?
You buy your size, and I'm too fucking dumb to know what shrink to fit means. So you buy your exact size, and you wash them, and you put them on, and now you look like you walking in a puddle of water.
So,
now they shrink up that much?
Hey, Crypto, you and Michael K went to Pulse nightclub.
Pulse nightclub. No, that's
you guys go when you went to Buffalo. Remember when you went?
No,
to
that's
Buffalo?
his favorite spot.
Is that
that's Michael K's friend? I didn't go with him. He was trying to get me to go. I was like, no.
Hey, let's keep it real. At least they got more creative with their names. At least they got more creative with their names. Like down here, I can tell you 2 that we used to have down here. One was called the Chubby Hole. And the other one was called. The other one was they were gay bars. It was called the Chubby Hole, and the other bar that we had down here was called Torpedoes.
Oh.
Goodness, they came up with some crazy names. They was creative. So Pulse is not Miami then? I thought that was Northern Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Northern Florida. That's like Jacksonville, isn't it?
I think Orlando, because that's where
I thought it was because they got shooting.
Orlando.
Yeah, that's where
the shooting happened there. That's right. Orlando, yeah. That's in Bon Joe's neck of the woods. CB83.
Yeah, I don't make fun of that because that was a tragedy, man. Next thing you're gonna be making fun of Ebenezer Baptist, so you don't need to make fun of that.
No doubt. I
Yeah,
agree.
that is crazy.
But anyways,
Yep.
on that note, I'm
That's tragic.
going to close it down. Nick, I appreciate you for coming up as always, man.
13
You
and
know,
4,
you're
I'm
always
gonna
welcome
say
here
every
whenever.
time I
Hey, you
come
know,
up.
you're always welcome here whenever I'm. You know, what I'm saying you're always welcome at the tailgate, no matter what.
13 and 4, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it every time I come up. And what?
Hey, man, do your thing, baby.
There you
Man,
go.
hey, man.
And what?
We
All
need
right,
some
all right.
positivity.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Hey, listen. This Friday is the final countdown for the draft. This Thursday on Larry K's channel, I will be doing an interview with OJ McDuffie. I got Mike on the mic this Tuesday coming up as well.
Oh, that's nice. Good lineup.
Yeah, Mike on the mic, and then before the draft, and of course, you know, we're gonna do the draft viewing here, so it's gonna be on, man.
Yeah. The final stretch, man. We're within 10 days of everybody going crazy and at each other's throat about picks.
Oh, and I am excited, bro. I am excited. We'll I gotta get with you sometime this week. I'll call you. We're gonna do for 420. It's gonna be this Sunday night, 420. We're gonna do we're gonna remember Billy Mays, the great the Insomnia host. He was the Insomnia king, because if you
He
had
was the
Insomnia,
original Insomnia.
you were watching some Billy Mays.
You were buying
infomercials
something. Right. You were going to be buying some slop chops or something.
Yeah,
OxyCleans.
or something like that.
You
And
were
by the
buying
way,
something.
I want to give a shout out to my my idol in the community, Raphael Courtright. He's my idol. I remember when I was a kid. I've looked up to him ever since I was a kid. Shout out to Raphael Courtright. He's my hero.
Shout out. Raphael, shout out, man.
Yeah,
he's a Marine.
Yeah, he's a Marine.
He's a Marine, yeah. He's in the Marine.
Yeah, so 420, baby, this Sunday, Insomnia, remembering, we're gonna do a little memory for Billy Mays, the GOAT of Insomnia.
I mean, if you could come up with anything that you bought, well, half of the stuff in my house was purchased at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I just want to put that out there. Yeah. Pretty much half of the stuff in my crib at one point. I had to look around and say, damn, man, I need to get some sleep, because all this shit come from Billy Mays.
Yeah, Billy Mays.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, there's more.
But there's more. Yep. You had to have Insomnia. He's the original Insomnia king.
Oh, yeah.
He kept you up.
Yeah, because we didn't have all these streaming services that we have now. We didn't have, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it was either Billy Mays or nothing, or a DVD or something like that. You put in a DVD and watch whatever movie you had for like the 100th fucking time. You know?
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the lineup, and of course, don't forget the fine folks over at the Blitz pickup as well. They will be starting, you know, Wednesday and Friday, 7:30 ish, give or take. Shout out to the Blitz pickup. They're going to be going on this. And before we go, real quick, Crypto, what's the percentage? Give a percentage of Alex being a part of the next episode.
I'm going to go 7%.
7% out of 100.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a little more optimistic. I'm gonna go 9.
There you go.
I have a little.
There you go. You got a little bit more faith. All right, I got you. I'll take it.
Oh, man.
Yep, you got a little more faith than I do. There you go. You go with 9. That's more like it.
That reminds me of, remember The Price is Right? When somebody, what do you bid for this? $1.
I know. I'm like, why did they bid $1? Like you just know everybody's gonna overbid, right?
Yeah. Well, what movie did that come from? I'll buy that for $1.
That was RoboCop.
Okay.
Yeah, it was off RoboCop.
Yeah, because I'm like,
yeah, that was
man,
one of those. One of them.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right, man. Y'all have a good night. Fins up. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.
Yep. See y'all.